Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Nick from the Preacher and the Gym Guy and the Preacher's Better Half. I just want to make a quick video because Javier and Heather already did such a good job talking about transition. One thing that I can say I'm really excited about is just Javier's transition in life right now. Here's why: because I know that he has already affected so many people in a positive way, and him making this purposeful transition in his life means that he's got a dream to go affect so many more people's lives. And I personally am just really excited to be a part of that and to just see what God has for him and what God's going to do through his life from this point on. One of the things I wanted to add, talking about transitions, and Heather talked about this morning, was that transitions can be scary. But I heard this quote one time, that the greatest risk that we can ever take is to risk nothing at all. The greatest risk that we can ever take is to risk nothing at all. And most of us have goals. Most of us have things that we want to work towards in our lives, and I really believe that the greatest thing that we can risk is just sitting still, is being content with where we are in life and not moving forward. We've talked about forgetting the past so that you can move on toward what God has for you in the future. And the greatest mistake that we can make is to, because of fear, not risk moving forward into what God has for us for the future. Because the truth is, we don't know the future. God does. And so when God plants something in our heart to go after, a lot of times the fear of the unknown will keep us from risking to move toward what God has for us. The greatest risk that we could take in life is to risk nothing at all. I think of the story in the Old Testament where David, he was so moved to worship God for what God had done in his life that he went out in a public place and he was dancing like a crazy man before God in his presence with only a linen ephod on. It's like, I guess it's like underwear if you want. And his wife looks at him from his house and says, "You fool, why are you dancing like a crazy man? You are risking your public appearance. You look crazy." And David's reply was, "I will become even more undignified than this." And what he meant was, I'll risk everything to worship God. I am so convinced that God is worthy of my praise. I am so convinced that God is worthy of my worship. I will risk all of my public appearance. I'm not concerned about what people think. I'm concerned about what God wants for me. And so when I think about my own life in transition, even in transitions that are happening right now in my own life, and things that I'm thinking about, what does God want from me? What does God want me to do from this point on? What does God want me to pursue? The question that I have to ask is, what risks does God want me to take for the sake of the goal? And so that's what I want to encourage you today. I know that risking things for movement toward the future is scary, but God also promises to be with us. If He plants the goal in your heart, He will give you what it takes to fulfill it. So I hope you're encouraged by these videos on transitions, and I'm going to pray that God gives you the courage and the strength to risk what it takes to go after what He has for you in the future. So comment below. Check out our Facebook page, Preacher and the Gym Guy. And we hope to see you in the gym. We hope to see you over at Creekside. We just hope that you're doing well and pray for you often. Thanks.